Yo, what's going on, good people, man? It's about that time again. Essential AF podcast. Your boy JC. Hope everybody had a great Tuesday, man. Tuesday at work there. Hope you enjoyed your work day. Lot going on in the city, man. Lot going on in the city once again, man. Seemed like, man, the grid season over with, and we still making news out here, man, with the departure of one Dillon Brooks. Y'all know I am not a fan. Haven't been a fan of Dillon Brooks for a while now, man. And we finally got word through third party. The Grizz didn't say it officially yet, but the word is out that Dillon Brooks will no longer be a member of the Grizzlies going forward, man. So it's definitely a parade in my city right now. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm so happy, y'all, that he is finally up out of here, man. So yeah, y'all react, man. Let me know your thoughts on Dillon Brooks no longer being a member of the Memphis Grizzlies, man. Like I said, it's been a long time coming, man. I was calling for Dillon Brooks to be up out of here last year because I still want Dillon Brooks investigated for that series against Golden State, where he just every possession, every play, he was doing something that was detrimental to the team. He was turning the ball over. He was shooting air balls. Dillon Brooks might have been the third best player for Golden State. He was playing for Golden State last year in the playoffs, and now he's finally gone, man. So we're going to react. We're going to talk about that, man. As y'all know, the Grizzlies season ended, man, in LA back on Friday night. We lost in an embarrassing fashion. We lost by 40. Lost by 40. They put a 40 piece on us, man. And now you're seeing the fallout and everything that came with that, man. The Grizz had their season-ending exit interviews on Sunday, and yeah, man. You know, so yeah, Pep. Dillon Brooks, DB, was the third best player for Golden State last year when they played us in the playoffs, man. He was playing for the other team. All right. I don't know what happened. Maybe like somebody had his family for ransom. You know, somebody kidnapped his parents or something happened, right? Dillon Brooks was playing for the other team last year. You can't tell me otherwise. You cannot tell me otherwise, man. That man was terrible. It was to the point, right, where it looked suspect, him being out there. He was doing everything he could to make sure that the Grizz lose. Like he was playing for the other team for real, man. But yeah, man, y'all share your thoughts though. Are y'all happy? You know, y'all sad to see him go because you know he was the last remaining, you know, player or last carryover from the grit grind era. You know, the last remaining player that played with Mike Conley and Marc Gasol and Zebo and them boys, man. So, you know, y'all let me know your thoughts, man. You know, was this inevitable? Did y'all see this happening? Or, you know, were you surprised, you know, that the word is out on the streets now that Dillon Brooks will no longer be a member of the Memphis Grizzlies, man? You know what I'm saying? Y'all chime in. Let me get your thoughts on it. React. My man Adidas. What's up, Adidas? Adidas said, nah, bro, the fallout was when Ja got in trouble for the gun. It changed the tempo of the team, and they were top contenders for sure. Hey, man, listen, I'm not putting this all on Dillon. You know what I'm saying? I'm not putting it all on Dillon, right? Of course, Ja had a hand in what was going on, right? We know that, right? Ja, immaturity, you know, with the gun situation, that played a part in it. That definitely played a part in it. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, guys, Dillon Brooks just simply did not need to be a member of this team going forward. It was just time to move on. And I'm not saying that Dillon Brooks can't go somewhere else and be successful, right? Like I can see Dillon Brooks going to a terrible team, like the Wizards or somebody like that. Dillon Brooks averaging 18 points a game, and he can shoot all the shots he wants. Or even Dillon Brooks going to a contending team next year, right? And coming off the bench, in a reserve role. Like I can see Dillon Brooks being successful somewhere else. It just no longer fit here. It was not a good fit going forward. You know what I'm saying? Like in order for the Grizz to be able to grow and to hopefully compete for a championship, Dillon Brooks had to go. It's just that simple. When you look at his numbers, right? His regular season numbers, it was mid at best, his regular season numbers. But his playoff numbers, the last 2 seasons, were terrible, y'all. Terrible. I'll give y'all the numbers in a minute, man. But, it's just simply the Grizz had to move on. And hopefully we'll be able to find somebody that can replace Dillon Brooks. I'm pretty confident they will be able to find somebody better. Like I said, all we need is somebody that can come in and shoot threes at a very competent level. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that can shoot threes, at a better clip than 30%. He was shooting damn 20% against the Lakers from 3-point range and 30% from the field. I think it was 23% he was shooting from 3 in the Lakers series, right? Like that's not in today's NBA. You can't win like that. That's not winning basketball, man. You know what I'm saying? So y'all react. Let me get your thoughts on that, dog. Throughout the show. The Grizz offered the contract extension. I have not heard that. I did not hear that, Pep. With him being an unrestricted free agent going into this offseason, did not hear the Grizz made any type of offers because he was already making pretty reasonable salary. He was only making like $11.5 million, this past season, man. So Dillon Brooks was already kind of on a cheap contract, and he definitely diminished his value with his play and all the talk. You know what I'm saying, that he did this postseason. He definitely diminished his value to the point, as I bring in my man Lee Johnson, I don't see Dillon Brooks. What up, Lee? I don't see Dillon Brooks making $10 million next season for wherever he goes, man. I don't see him making the same amount of money that he was making now for the Grizz for whatever team he plays for next year, man. What do you say about that, bro?
I mean, I could see him making around 10 million, depending on where he goes, depending on what the contract is, because he's 27 years old. So let's start off with that. He's 27 years old and he still does a pretty serviceable skill, which is play defense and can occasionally hit a 3. So I wouldn't be surprised if he gets, a 3-year, $30 million deal, 4-year, $40 million deal somewhere to get those last prime years out of his system, depending on where he goes. Because that's always another thing too. Where's he going to go? And where is he going to be content to go? Yeah. Is he going to go to a middle of the road kind of team that's like a fringe playoff team that needs that extra jump? Or is he going to go to a rebuilding team that will just be like, hey, we going to give you some money here. And we'll get that, $5-6 million deal where he'll be good for three or 4 and can, be a trade value down the line. It's one of those things.
Yeah, definitely, man. And like I said, it's a lot of time before, now and next season, and we'll see what happens with that. But like I said, I wish him well. I just didn't want him to be on the team anymore, man, because he was holding us back. Granted, we have immaturity issues, right? We got to grow up. And that's growing pains when you're talking about 21, 22, 23-year-old guys, right? You're going to have those moments, right? But it seemed like shit. Dillon Brooks is the most immature out of all of them. You know what I'm saying? It was like Ja, and then Dillon is supposed to be the vet on this team. He's 26, 27 years old. Like he's supposed to be the vet on this team and show these guys, how to be pros and how to handle your business. And like I would have been okay, right? I would have been okay with Dillon Brooks being Dillon, right? As mind-boggling as it is. But it seemed like, the straw that broke the camel's back was all the all the shit talking. You know what I'm saying? Stirring the pot with LeBron when it was unnecessary. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that you grew up in Dillon Brooks, somebody you grew up idolizing, right? There's tweets of him talking about how much he loved LeBron and all this back in the day. And that's the bear that you want to poke? You know what I'm saying? Like the all-time NBA leading scorer.
I don't have a problem with that, though. I
But
don't have a problem.
Okay, it's fine if you could back it up. He couldn't back it up. And he knew he couldn't back it up.
I think it was a combination of a lot of things. I don't mind the talking. And I mean, backing it up, yes, you're not going to back it up against LeBron. Who can? Maybe Kawhi Leonard. Like there's not a lot of players out there that can be like, yeah, LeBron is old, and then go out and back it up. I don't think that was the straw that broke the camel's back for him, because I think that's just Dillon being Dillon. I think with Dillon Brooks, he was kind of that new age Tony Allen, but could shoot a touch better. So, I mean, trash talking is part of the game. I never really let it bother me that much. And personally, I don't mind. Like, what did he say? I'm not going to stop talking trash unless you drop 40 on me.
Right.
There ain't nothing wrong with that. Be confident in your skills.
What skills?
The problem
was,
the problem was, and I think we saw this. We saw it in game 4, where there was some smart coaching moves in game 4, game 5, where there was some smart coaching moves where it was like, Dillon Brooks works well chasing folks around. That's why he can shut down a Steph Curry, Klay Thompson type player. LeBron doesn't do that anymore. So that's his style of defense didn't fit that particular player. So I think that was part of it. But yeah, I mean, there was a lot of things good. He's not the sole reason, in my opinion, that they lost the series. And I mentioned this before in our group chat. The reason that they lost the series is the same reason that they lost against Golden State. They were missing their top rebounder, and they were missing Brandon Clark. When you're the best rebounding team in the NBA and you don't have your best rebounder, you have to play small. Jaren Jackson's not going to be your rebounding guy. So you lose your rebounding enforcer. You're already behind the 8 ball. I thought it was going to stretch to a 7-game series, and I thought probably the Lakers would eke it out in game 7. But I put this on Facebook and all those social media. Losing Steven Adams was big. But when they lost Brandon Clark, I thought that was huge, because I'm sorry, I would rather have Brandon Clark guarding LeBron than Xavier Tillman Jr.
Yeah, and as we bring in Jazz, what's up, Jazz? Maybe it could have been a different story. If we had been, healthy, Steven Adams, and Brandon Clark in the mix, man. But Dillon was still going to be Dillon. You know what I'm saying? It's just the lack of self-awareness is my problem with Dillon. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, we know you can't shoot. We know you can't shoot, right? You know you can't shoot. But what is it in your mind that makes you think that you're him, that you're that dude? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, if we could psychoanalyze Dillon Brooks when you know what you did last year in the playoffs, when you were trashed in and everybody was on your ass, and then to follow that up with another lackluster, embarrassing playoff performance for a series, what makes you think you that dude when you obviously are not? If he was more self-aware, Jazz, like, I can understand Dillon Brooks, but he's not aware of the player that he is. All right. You know who Dillon Brooks is? Dillon Brooks is Carlton Banks. You remember the episode of Fresh Prince when Carlton Banks stole the ball from Will because he was jealous of all the attention that Will was getting?
That's a good
he
example.
stole the ball from Will and he threw that half-court shot, you know what I'm saying? And he had all the hope and prayer that shot was going in. That's who Dillon Brooks is, all right? He's Carlton Banks shooting half-court shots that go off the backboard, all right, or over the backboard. You know what I'm saying? All right, how you feel about it, Jazz?
I mean, you know, people have visions of grandeur every single day about things, about themselves. I think that he's just got some growing to do. When he came out with that straightened hair, you already knew what time it was with his demeanor, with his, you know what I'm saying? Not many niggas walking out with that straight hair, them shades, that whole demeanor, you can just tell. You know what I'm saying? Am I making sense? You can just tell the arrogance in which he lives his life, so to speak. Basketball skills, top notch or not, he doesn't care. He's in the league. You know, I just think that he's drunk off of the drunk off the Kool-Aid right now, just the NBA Kool-Aid. I don't think that maybe he's trying to bite off of being that, like Lee mentioned earlier, like the Tony Allen kind of bad. I think he may be trying to piggyback or take on that type of persona, but he doesn't have those Tony Allen qualities to back it up, right? So I just kind of think maybe he doesn't have his identity yet. He needs to be knocked down maybe a notch or two before he can say, okay, you know what, maybe I was doing a little too much. Now, granted, I don't think there's anything wrong with trash talking. Let me put that out there too. I don't think there's anything wrong with trash talking. Nobody's supposed, just because LeBron is LeBron, whom, you know, I love LeBron, but just because LeBron is LeBron, he's still my competition, bro. So I'm not about to go in there and act like, okay, I'm already bound down. I'm not about to do that. And y'all are kind of crazy for thinking he was supposed to. No.
There's a way to go about it.
Up, whether you're going to back it up or not. Talk yourself up. That's fine.
Yeah, that's cool. That's fine. That's fine, Jazz. Everybody loves somebody being confident, right? You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to believe in yourself, you know, because damn it, if you don't believe in you, who else will, right?
Yeah.
However, when that shit backfires on you, you do not have the luxury of trying to run high. You can't hide.
Arrogant people do not take kindly to, oh, humble yourself, or oh, tone it down a notch. Just scale it back a little bit and just take this game to just kind of relax and refocus and then hop back in. Arrogant people don't take kindly to doing those type of things. They go a little bit harder, right? They go even harder. They double down on the bull. So I just think that this is Dillon Brooks's persona, but I think he has to grow up and learn how to navigate that persona, if that makes sense. I just think this is just something that he's got to learn, you know? I just think this is something he's got to learn.
I like what Drunk said about Coach Jenkins.
He said
he's a mid coach. And I don't know about him. I don't think he was mid in that sense. I think maybe he was scared to kind of pull the trigger on a couple of things. I mean, this was supposed to be a big kind of leap for like Zaire Williams. Like Zaire Williams was supposed to take a big jump. And I think that Taylor Jenkins, being a mid coach, didn't pull that trigger. Because remember, last year in the playoffs, it wasn't big minutes, but Zaire Williams came off the bench against Minnesota and was able to put a spark. And I don't think that he pulled that trigger. I don't know what that was. You know, who knows what goes inside his head. He's as a head coach. He's a head coach. I'm not.
Well, you know,
but he didn't pull that trigger on that.
You know, Zaire was hurt though. Zaire was hurt in the offseason. You know what I'm saying? He had the knee injury, so he was still trying to recover from that and never really get his confidence and really get back in the rotation. You know, due to the injury. So I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt on that. However,
he was healthy enough to be on the roster.
Right, but I'm saying, you know, when you have a knee injury like that, that's, you know, it takes time to get your, you know, your rhythm and everything back. He never was able to do that. So I wasn't big on Zaire initially when he was drafted, but I'm willing to give him at least one more year to see what we got. Now, where I do find fault with Coach Jenkins, and I talked about this last week when when I did the show, man, and I was talking about the Grizzlies.
Yes.
You're not a first-year head coach. You're not a second-year head coach. Coach Jenkins has been here for what, 5 years now? Since 2019, 2020 seasons. That's about 5 seasons. Okay. you need to take the reins. If you're the head coach of this team, if you know this team is immature, John Moran got his friends threatening visiting players and visiting personnel, and they shoot. They got lasers on their gun. They aiming at the bus and stuff like that. You need to step up and be the coach of this team. All right, you need to tell Ja, hey man, cut that silly shit out. Your boys and all of your folks, they can't come to the game no more. All right.
I often wonder what type of, speaking on what you said, as a coach myself, granted, I coach high school girls, right? I don't coach NBA teams, NBA men, but I wonder what type of, but even things like that, like what you just said, JC, not being able to say, hey, I'm putting my foot down with you. Like, you cannot do this. You cannot do that.
Right.
That even happens on like my level of coaching. So I wonder, with coaches across the NBA, which is something we'll never probably find out, right? What type of autonomy do they actually take with these grown men? Because I know coaches who are my age or older coaching 14 to 17-year-olds who are afraid to speak to teenage girls like that.
Right.
So I wonder what type of autonomy these grown men have against or with these grown men, because you can clearly tell sometimes that it just seems like, you know, like you just walking in post game or walking in the hallway and like they probably even speak to each other. You know what I'm saying? Like the tension is in there. Like when somebody just needs to be like, hey, look, niggas, we need to take our niggas from him.
Yeah,
but look, we need to tighten up.
Right. It's like Coach Jenkins is almost like a goddamn substitute teacher. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just there to get paid, you know, just to make sure, you know, everything goes the way it's supposed to go. Could y'all imagine Coach Popovich going through some shit like that this year?
That's a different level of.
No, I tell you what, even a young coach.
But Lee, I get what JC is saying though, because with a coach like Popovich, with that demeanor, with that, they also had respect for Pop too, right? So with that demeanor and that level of respect, are the players listening? I think that's the only place he's going with it.
And see, this is the thing with Jenkins, and I'll give him respect for this. I think he does have that with the players because they were young when they came in. He's young as well. Obviously, you know, he's 10, maybe 12 years older than them. But I still think because of that age and because of he's a fiery coach. He has passion. That Minnesota series last season and part of that Warrior season, he has passion. And I think that they have that respect for him. I think, and maybe agreeing with Jazz and with you, JC, maybe there is a line that he doesn't step over because yes, they're all what the core is the big three for them, Ja, Jaren and Desmond. They're all 23.
Desmond. Yeah.
They're all 23 years old. So they're still in that you know, what do you know about anything phase of their careers.
But then they're also in an age where you could grasp their respect and they could really hang on to your every word if you do it the right way.
And I think that's what we're possibly gonna see next season. Because that's where it's at the crossroads.
Yeah,
because, it's all fun. Yeah. It's fun and games. And
it was all cute, the gritty and all that shit. We don't, you know, we want all the smoke. No, that shit was cute at first, right?
Which is good, but I think they should keep that. But like you said, JC, they got to be able to. You got to be able to do both. Like you got to be able to have a good time. You know what I'm saying? Talk your little stuff, and I'm not even talking about all the way to. Like what Pep mentioned about like the age stuff, I thought that was totally inappropriate. It was stupid for him to even mention LeBron's age, but you should be able to have we could talk a little trash, but we still handling business on the court. Because like I said, even with my girls, baby, listen, ain't no celebrating all that extra stuff. Y'all can do that extra stuff, but you can't play defense on the court. So you need to be quiet. You know what I'm saying? Like just from that type of perspective. Right. I want to say what one of our commenters, Adidas, I hope I pronounced that right.
Yeah.
But he said the Grizzlies need to form a team of role players. And I do agree with that. And I think that's universal. If you want to have a well-oiled machine, everybody has to respect their own and everybody else's position. Like, you have to go in and do your job and your job only, and you have to really hone in on that. And if you're distracted by all the BS, aka, old people, whatever, skipping post game, all that emotional stuff. That's another thing. You can't be emotional playing professional sports. All that emotional stuff, then it's going to be a wrap every time.
Yeah.
Here's my question.
Yeah. Go ahead, bro.
Question. Let's say next season is another first round exit. I won't even say disappointment, because I do feel like they'll make the play. They can consistently make the playoffs. But let's say they're another 2 seed and it's a first round exit against any team. No, it doesn't even matter. Any team. Who are you getting to replace him?
Shit. Any other coach in the NBA that I want? Think about it. And I'm glad you brought that up, because I mentioned that also, man. If there is, hypothetically speaking, another first round playoff exit, right, where you're the higher seed and you're expected to move forward and contend for a championship, but you lose in the first round, shit, I'm calling up who? Hey, listen, I'm calling up Phil Jackson, race his ass. Like, hey, Phil. Hey, I know you don't really fuck with the blacks like that, but listen, you're a championship winning head coach. You won like 10 rings. Hey, man, come coach these boys, man. Or any other proven coach out there, any other coach that has a pedigree that has won, I'm giving them a call. Because at that point in time, I'm joking about Phil Jackson, but at that point in time, it's time to move on. It's time to move on for Taylor Jenkins, all right? Because at that point, we know who he is. He's just a coach he's mid. Just like my man Drunk said, Coach Jenkins is mid. I said this a couple years ago. I feel like that the Grizz will not win a championship with Coach Jenkins as the head coach. They're going to need a proven winner to come in and take this team to the next level. And I feel like by next year, if we're still having the same conversation, hey, the Grizz need to look elsewhere for a coach.
See, and that's the thing. And maybe this is just me. I don't know. But as of right now, because I'm seeing some people saying Mark Jackson.
I like that. Shout out to Melody. I like that.
I've seen some people saying Charles Oakley, Clyde Drexler, some of these
Charles Oakley.
Gritty, I don't know if he coaches. Some of these like these gritty type of coaches. I think of, when I look at coaching, and I look at the culture of the city. Greg Popovich fits San Antonio because he helped create that culture. Phil Jackson helped create the culture in Chicago, in LA. Spoelstra, he was mid, but he helped create that culture in Miami. They love him now. If you bring in a coach like Mark Jackson, who is a West Coast dude, East Coast, he played in New York and all that stuff, does he fit the culture of this city? Who is a coach that fits the culture of this city?
No, you need a coach that fits the culture, and somebody's going to get in their ass.
Building culture. So maybe a coach comes in. I was saying maybe a coach comes in and creates not a new culture, but he creates an air that the city can get behind, so to speak. Just like you said, some of those other coaches came in and built a culture in their city around their team. Another coach could do the same thing.
But I mean, because what was
Hold on 1 second, Lee. Hey, Drunk, I was with you, man. You made some good points, man. But how dare you? Say Mark Jackson, the Mark Jackson that was the architect of what we now know as the Golden State Warriors. Let's not forget that part. All right, he built the Golden State Warriors to what they are, and Steve Kerr gets all the credit. But Mark Jackson was the man that built all that. All right, let's talk about that first. How dare you say he's the Black Taylor Jenkins? How dare you?
He says it because Mark Jackson was mid.
He was not mid. All right, Mark Jackson would have won championships. He was just too strong. The problem with Mark Jackson was like goddamn Joe Clark. He was like Eastside High School principal. All right, when he was coaching the Warriors, like, cause he was pretty, hardcore. He told them folks how he feel, and they didn't like that shit. And that's why they got rid of him.
But what was the Grizzlies coach when we were doing the grit grind era? I forgot.
We had a couple guys. We had Lionel Hollins.
That's him, Lionel Hollins.
We had Dave Yeager.
I want to focus on Lionel Hollins.
Okay.
Because when we think about that era of grit grind, we don't talk about Lionel Hollins. We talk about Marc Gasol. We talk about Tony Allen. We talk about Zebo. They created grit grind, not Lionel Hollins. That's kind of what I'm kind of talking about. They created that culture for grit grind, not Lionel Hollins, because even after he was gone.
Lee, who have you heard not give credit to Coach Lionel?
I feel like I don't think he gets credit.
We always get credit to Coach
Lionel.
I don't think
he gets credit. I don't think he for creating grit grind.
Yes.
I don't think Lionel Hollins. I personally don't think
that
Lionel Hollins.
We always get credit to him,
for that. Because when we talk about grit grind, who we talk about? We don't talk about Lionel Hollins.
Yes, we do.
We talk about the Grizzlies, the whole entire entity, or that particular time period, the people that were in that time period. Can you create a culture without the coach, though? You know what I'm saying? Like, can you create a culture on a team without the coach kind of setting that tone to some extent? Your players are still a reflection of you in some way, shape, or form. Maybe the actual slogan of grit and grind didn't come from Lionel directly out of his mouth, but the heart, the way, the style,
principles, the principles,
things.
Yeah, because he was a grit and grind type of player. Coach Hollins was that dirt, that guy that would, do all the dirty stuff, man, get you the tough rebounds. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was that type of player. And that's why it fit so well with that team, because that was his identity. He was a defense first type of guy. You know what I'm saying? But almost like similar to Mark Jackson, to where Coach Hollins, he told the new ownership, hey, y'all do what y'all do and leave me alone. Let me do what I do. But they wanted to interject, you know what I'm saying, as far as influencing the roster. You know what I'm saying? And that's where they started to butt heads to the point where they relieved him of his duties. You know what I'm saying? And I wish that Coach Hollins would have been along for the ride even longer. Who knows what that Grizz team could have done? They were very successful. You know what I'm saying? With the roster that we had, the core four, they achieved a lot. But who knows, if Coach Hollins could have hung in there a few more years, what could have happened? You know what I'm saying?
I still think they would have been mid. They made it to the Western Conference Finals that one year when they went up against San Antonio. They were figured out. They were figured out. And that was always the thing with, and I think that was the big thing with Hollins and how he could not evolve, because they made it to the Western Conference Finals that year against San Antonio. And San Antonio was like, oh, okay, collapse the paint.
Collapse the paint with Zebo, right. Right. The mistake the Spurs should have done 2 years ago when the Grizz beat them in the playoffs that year. You know what I'm saying? They let Zebo go to work, and that boy beasted on them. But yeah, they realized it, like I said, Coach Pop making adjustments, realizing, how to shut down the Grizz. And then the Grizz didn't really have a whole lot of outside shooting at that time. So yeah, definitely the Grizz had limitations. You know what I'm saying? But I think that Coach Hollins would have, at some point, even though he was stubborn, that was my guy though, man. At some point, he would have made some adjustments going forward, and I think the Grizz would have been all right, for in further years. But yeah, man, like I said, if we're still having this conversation, guys, next year, it's time to look at the man in the mirror, the man that's directing this team, and that's Coach Jenkins, dog. Like I said, sign me up, man. If you tell me I got a shot to have Mark Jackson as my coach going forward next year, if we're still having the same conversation, sign me up, Mark Jackson all day, man. Because I also think that Mark Jackson is humble, like you talking about Jasmine, as far as being having humility. I think the situation that happened in Golden State, I think Mark Jackson is now humble and knows how to kind of maneuver amongst, the front office. And
no, I'm not cheering you.
Yeah,
I'm cheering Drunk. Drunk said, "Bring in Becky Hammond." Popovich disciple.
You know what? And y'all know, and I might surprise y'all with this take right here, Jazz and Lee. I might surprise y'all. All right, being a somewhat caveman, male chauvinist that I could be sometimes. I've been clamoring for Becky Hammond to be a head coach in the NBA. That was like 5 years ago. I saw what was happening with her, and I said she's going to be the first female head coach. and she's getting an interview, I believe, in Toronto. It might just be smoke and mirrors, you know what I'm saying? Just like their Rooney Rule almost, where they have to have to interview a minority candidate. But the fact that she's being interviewed for an NBA head coaching job is huge. And I do believe, if not next year, damn it, 2-3 years from now, Becky Hammon will be an NBA head coach because she has instant credibility. You know what I'm saying? Being the fact that she played the game at a high level, WNBA All-Star, college All-American, like she knows the game. She was Coach Pop, assistant coach for many years. You know what I'm saying? So he's groomed her to, for that role, man. So even, you know what? If she was the Grizz head coach, I would love to see that. I would love to see that one day. You know what I'm saying? If that happens to be, if we just, yeah,
let's
man.
hope she gets a fair shake.
I think she will.
I hope she gets a fair shake because I'm still, a little bit of a pessimist on that side because, boys run the world in that arena unfairly. So hopefully she gets a fair shake.
She will.
Granted, I don't know if she will. We can't.
No, I'm gonna tell you why. Jasmine. I'm gonna tell you why.
But I hope she does.
Let me tell you why.
She probably have to have a ton of recommendations before they allow it. But I hope she does.
I'm gonna tell you why, Jasmine. I'm gonna tell you why she's gonna get a fair shake. She knows the game, and NBA players know they respect you. If you know what the fuck you're talking about, if you know basketball, man, woman,
I'm talking about the front office.
Alien, the front office is also. But it starts with the players.
Just call me a pessimist. I'll wait and just hope that she does get a fair shake because I know being a woman, no matter how much paperwork, how much experience you got behind you, they'll still put the most unathletic, ill-experienced nigga in front of you. So I am just gonna hold out hope.
In the workplace, yes. In the general workplace, yes. I agree with you. But when it comes to sports, when it comes to NBA, if you know what you're doing, you know what the hell you're doing. You gonna get that shake.
I'm rolling with Jazz on this one.
I hope so. What world is you living in,
because
JC?
Look,
most people have that male chauvinistic.
Y'all ain't athletes. Y'all ain't never play ball. Y'all don't know.
Look, because
y'all ain't no athletes, man.
I'll tell you right now. Dawn Staley at South Carolina, I would take her over at least 5 to 10 NBA coaches right now.
Me too.
She knows the game, played at a high level.
This is us, not actual NBA executives who are run by niggas who were born in like the 50s and 60s. Be real. I'm holding out hope. I'm hoping that we as women can move past that assistant position. Just like Josh said, her connection to Pop will give her the advantage. Without that advantage, though, that WNBA background wouldn't have meant nothing. Okay.
Now, listen. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Listen up. So y'all know you talking about the niggas that was born in the 50s and 60s. Y'all do realize that more than half of the general managers in the league right now are young guys, right? Y'all know that, right?
I'm glad
it's a young generation that's taking over.
They don't control the money.
Right. I'm glad you think we have made such strides, but I'm holding out hope. I hope Becky gets a fair shake. That's what I'm gonna say. You just said yourself, she might be getting that interview as a status quo, as an affirmative action type thing. You just said that.
No, I said that, but the fact that she's getting it.
That a fair shake?
But the fact that she's getting it, guys, that's the whole point. All right, so that's gonna lead to even more interviews down the road.
And I hope so.
Yeah, and y'all ain't no athletes. All right, check it out. I was a junior college all-star. Okay, community college all-star right here. Okay, I know what I'm talking about when it comes to sports. Okay, 2-time community college all-star. Put some respect to my name. If I tell you what's going to happen, that's what's going to happen.
If Becky does get the opportunity, though, she is going to be able to talk about it, Pip. Okay. But, JC seemed to I don't know, you got the chauvinistic thoughts, but you seem to think nobody else does. But if Becky does get a fair shake, she will absolutely make strides because you know what? Women don't mind sitting men down. women don't mind telling a man that, hey, and I'm talking about versus like the level of autonomy we were talking about earlier with Jenkins, and how maybe he really address the players in that kind of direct kind of, hey, I'm the coach, sit down, we need to get this together kind of way. I have no doubt that a woman, especially of Becky's stature and of her with her knowledge, with her experience, because I know she's confident in what she does, right? I have no doubt that she'll be able to get that respect from them and be able to say, hey, listen, y'all effing up. You need to get it together, because not only are you ruining the team, but you're messing up my reputation, big dog. Like, we need to come on. And men tend to want to respect women a little bit more. I don't know how to explain that, but maybe it's them trying to tiptoe around, like, oh, I can't talk to her like a nigga.
No,
so let me
it ain't there at all, man.
I think it is like that.
It ain't there at all.
I think
yes,
it's the fact that you know what you're doing. If you know what you're talking about,
that's not enough.
I'm telling you guys, that's what it is, man.
No, I'm talking about her interaction with the players. I'm not talking about the stuff we were just talking about.
That's what I'm saying. No. If she knows the game, she's breaking down footage. She's teaching them in practice what to do, and it's giving results.
It can still be a nigga sitting back there like, man, your booty fat.
Exactly. I mean, it's always gonna be that one, right? And she's an attractive lady. She's an attractive face, right?
That's what I'm saying. So yeah. I'm saying that Becky will be able to hold her own. And if you heard what I was saying, men tend to want to, the ones that do have respect, they tend to want to go that extra mile for not only a female, but a coach who knows what she's doing. Right. That's all I'm saying. That's the experience that even I've had,
Yeah.
So
right.
I hope it happens, because I think Becky will do an amazing job.
Me too. I think she would knock out the park. And I'm gonna tell y'all what. In 2 years, all right, you heard it here first. Becky Hammond will be an NBA head coach in 2 years.
I hope so.
I ain't no hope about it. I know so, Jazz. I know people. I've talked to people. She gonna be an NBA head coach.
Make sure we are at the press conference.
All right. Okay. I might be able to get y'all a press pass. I don't know. I'm gonna see. Mm-hmm. I might be able to get y'all an extra pass or whatever. But nah, seriously, she will be a head coach in 2 years, man. Mark it down, book it right now, man. All right. And like I said, we can talk NBA all night long, man. But y'all, we got a few minutes left here. I know we're gonna probably go over 8 o'clock like we always do. But you know what I'm saying? Let's table the Dillon Brooks, Coach Jenkins whole Grizz conversation for right now, y'all. Can we talk about what's been going on in the city today? What's been going on in Memphis today, man? It's like every day, bro. It's been like another crazy story after crazy story, and now it seems like the news literally came home to roost earlier today at Fox 13. Did y'all hear about that story?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was in the middle of class when that happened. I was like, what's happening? Oh, well, okay.
I don't know.
I think what's interesting about the story, though, and I don't know if this means that we're kind of turning a corner on it, but I do like the fact that that the mother and the police officer talked about the mental health of the person, and they seem, just from looking at some of the interviews that I've seen, they seem willing to give the benefit of the doubt that a lot of white people get when they do their crazy shootings. It seems like they are willing to give this person the benefit of the doubt and to focus more on mental health. I don't know a whole lot about the story, but from what I saw from these news reports, that is important. And if we are turning that corner on that aspect of it,
right,
then there's hope. Then there's at least hope.
Yeah.
I like how you found that silver lining. I do. I love that. You're absolutely right.
Because I mean, look, that's what happens in all of these other shootings that don't involve us. That when this ain't the shooter, it's always, oh, mental health this, mental health that. To see that, to see I think he's like the assistant police chief, to see the assistant police chief and the mother of the shooter embrace, and for him to say, "Are you okay?" That's huge.
And
That's
how
huge.
much of that too is coming off of just coming off of Tyree, right? Which I mean means that maybe the outrage or everything that that transpired with that worked, or are they just kind of shell shocked right now still?
Yeah, definitely still shell shocked, man. And y'all talking to the, the grand, as far as the situation, man. The bigger picture in regards to as far as them being more tolerant or more understanding when it comes to people having mental issues. And obviously, this young brother definitely has some issues going on. Melody asked what happened, and just to kind of give a brief synopsis on what happened earlier today. Young fella, man, came up to the station, Fox 13 News, the news building there, right off of Highland. He was trying to get in, had a semi-automatic weapon that he was holding. Said that he had a message, something he wanted to relay to the news, and he was trying to get in, and security wouldn't let him in, and so he shot through the glass with a semi-automatic rifle there. And do y'all know they had just installed not bulletproof per se, but ballistic glass. You know what I'm saying? And the bullet still went through.
Yeah,
it still went through, man. You know what I'm saying? And there's video of it on Fox 13 right now. Their cameras caught it, man. Where the guy shot through the window, the bullet ricocheted, hit the front desk, and security guards, luckily they were able to scamper off, and nobody was hurt, nobody was injured. And he's steadily trying to get in, into the building. He's shaking the doors, trying to get in. He finally gives up, and he goes across the street, or not across the street, but over to the other side to a Ubi's. I'm sure everybody's probably been to Ubi's, man. And he's in the bathroom, and he's going live. You know what I'm saying? He's going live on Facebook, man. It was just a wild scene, man. And like I said, definitely, mental health comes into play. And then also, not only is it mental health, but I think it's, a lot of situations, a lot of times where people need attention. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's a cry for help or whatever is going on in their mind. They need attention. They need an avenue, an outlet to get it out. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that nobody was hurt, but it just seems like it's such a random thing that happens here every day. Where you hear about like the situation at Huey's on Sunday on Poplar. You know what I'm saying? Folks just breaking into cars, broad daylight. People outside, people inside taking pictures or on video, catching the folks breaking into cars. Off-duty police officer goes outside, and and it's a shootout. You know what I'm saying? It's just like
normally somebody would just run.
It's the wild west, bro. Like these people have the folks out here stealing cars and all that. They're not scared of anything. It's broad daylight, police officer out there. It's just a shootout. Like it's the wild west, man. It's so scary just to think that it's random moments, every day in this city where you could be taken up out of here. Yeah.
What happened on Bill on Sunday as well?
Right. Broad daylight Sunday, everybody chilling. Yeah, man. And I don't know what the solution is. No, there's no clear-cut answer to what the solution is.
I don't know either. And when you were speaking to JC, the mental health aspect and him looking for a cry for help, I do think that, I think that these situations, we'll just go with just the most recent situations that have happened, right? These 3 incidents. I do think that in his case, I definitely think that there was some mental instability going on, right? And I think that him crying for help his mental instability took him to this scenario, right? That whereas maybe if he had more of a rational mind, he could have just called the newsroom, right?
Right.
Just reached out in a different way. Right. That mental instability forced him to feel, I guess, there was no other option. Right. And then let's think about the fact that a lot of the people who are holding these automatic freaking weapons, y'all, these automatic weapons, a lot of them are dealing with the same mental instability that this guy is, yet they're walking around with automatic weapons, right? And then going on to the issues with the carjackers. you know, I don't know, and this hasn't been said, and maybe somebody can help me out. But I mean, at this point, this has to be like a ring or something. Like they're making like this got to be like a operation or something, because these niggas willing to kill to take these cars. They got to be making some money. Got to be some runners or something. I don't know, because a carjacker or a car or a thief would typically just run, right? No, these niggas willing to kill for these cars that don't belong to them. You're willing to kill for something that doesn't belong to you, and kill innocent people. And that, I was going to mention that, but I wasn't completely 100% sure of how true it was. The guy that was on live today, the issue he had, he got shot multiple times.
Shout out to Josh. He mentioned that
previously. Previously he got shot multiple times. I'd heard that as well. But again, that's separate from these carjackers, right? They just out here cold blood, just doing it. And I'm like you, JC, I don't know what the solution is. To me, the solution is, God forgive me, they're gonna have to start getting shot themselves. I don't freaking know. Like, what's gonna deter them? I don't know. I really don't know.
I
not even jail.
In a way, I slick kind of agree with you, Jasmine. Like when I heard about what happened at Huey's, I was like, he got the carjacker got shot. Good. And that's terrible to say.
Right. Yeah. One of them did get shot. Yeah.
I mean, run up, get done up. That's that mentality, because the regular way of doing things isn't working.
Right. There was a policeman there. You would have thought that would have been like, okay, we're
that's
good.
supposed to be enough.
Right.
He went up and he said, "What do you do?" You know, I'm paraphrasing, of course. "What are you doing?" "I'm an off-duty police officer." And they were just like, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, "Oh, blah, blah." Like,
this what we doing?
Because, you know,
it's fucking Grand Theft Auto. It's a video game out here, man.
You know, 10, 15 years ago, they would have been like, if the dude would have just came out and said, "I'm a cop,"
gone.
No respect. No respect for authority. No respect for somebody older. Like, it's all at the window, man. Yeah.
I don't know if and maybe, and I really hope it's not this mentality, but this is the first thing that popped into my head. I really hope it's not these young men, these young disillusioned men going into these situations, stealing cars, thinking, well, if someone shoots me, then I can just say, why are you shooting the young black man? Why are you shooting the young black brown person? And this and that and the other. I'm disadvantaged. I'm in a disadvantaged situation. I had no way out. Like, I hope it's not that. I hope it's not that.
I think they feel like they're untouchable because they have all of these weapons. I think they feel like they'll shoot first. Like, I ain't worried about y'all. I kill y'all. I don't care. I got these big automatic guns. You can't do nothing with me. That's how I think they feel. Those guns have given them in like superpowers.
Right.
With a superpower mindset. That's what I think.
Yeah, it might be something to that, Jazz. You might be on to something there. That air of invincibility.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you Teflon, you bulletproof out here. You can't be touched. You know what I'm saying? And so many things, guys, that play a factor in it, man. It's upbringing. It's music. You know what I'm saying? It's just so much, man. You know what I'm talking about? It's sad, man. I love this city.
Than music.
I love this city, man.
I focus more on upbringing than music. And yes, I do.
I think it's both.
I think it goes hand in hand, man.
Goodness, I'm in year 23 of living in the city of Memphis this month. This month, it'll be 23 years for me. And I think I do agree. I think it is. Ooh, yes, I have a gun now. And for young men that look at the John Wicks and the Extraction movies and stuff and see all of this stuff that John be doing with the gun, and it's, you know, you get 5 extra inches on your dick because I got this gun and ain't nobody gonna tell me shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Yeah, I don't really know, to agree with Jasmine. I don't know what the solution is. I don't know what it is. We can put a ban on guns, but guns are still going to be out there. We can add more police, but police, we don't
They're
can't
avoiding
trust.
stuff
We
too
can't
because they
trust
don't want to get
police.
shot.
What is it? What is it?
And I think that that's the part where it's almost like throw the whole generation away. Just throw it away right quick. Like, for real, like you just got a clean house and just like start over. And I want to speak to what Pep is saying about, how the adults are the ones that are suffering, right? Because thank God I haven't had to deal with anything like that thus far, thank God. But I can only imagine what people are having to go through with their insurance companies, especially people who have gotten their cars stolen or broken into multiple times. I have so much sympathy for them because, first of all, insurance already don't want to give nothing up anyway. Even if you've been a loyal customer for years, never missed a payment, always, you know what I'm saying? No claims filed. They still give you the runaround. So I can only imagine what everybody is going through with insurance companies. And then the people whose kids are doing them, sorry to assume or whatever, but I doubt they taking hits like everybody else is. You know what I'm saying? They ain't taking the hits that the people that are paying for these cars and paying for this insurance, they're not taking those hits. If they were, I bet they would probably have better standards for their children. I'm just saying.
Yeah, man. Like I said, there's no clear-cut answer. I I don't want to say throw the whole generation away because hell, I feel like the generation before us said that about us. You know what I'm saying? Like there's great kids. There's great kids in this
that ain't what I
generation,
mean.
right? You know what I'm saying? It's the few bad ones that mess it up for everybody, right? That make us think that this whole generation is a loss.
There is no few. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I mean, you know what I mean. It's like we can have 100. Let's say out of 100, we can have 70 great kids and 30 bad ones. You know what I'm talking about? And the 30 just corrupted and mess it up for everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about, man. Like I would never ever give up. I will never give up on the city. I would never give up on this generation. You know what I'm saying?
With the hand clap right now.
But like I said, at some point in time, man, we just gotta. I don't know what it's gonna take. I want to be part of the solution. I definitely want to be part of the solution. Whatever that solution is, if we come up with a new rule, some new legislation, whatever that's gonna really make a difference, I'm all for it. I don't know what that is. I don't know what the answer is. It curfew? You know what I'm saying? Like all
Not
kids.
if you don't have parents who adhere to it.
Yeah, if your child is out after a certain time, do you get locked up? Like I don't know what the answer is, man.
Well, and maybe somebody can help me out with this. They were gonna do, if I'm not mistaken, but they kind of retracted it because I guess there was an error around it that looked kind of discriminatory. But they were gonna do something with the downtown commission with a program. Let me look it up before I mention it because they took it back though, because I think that there was some language or the way it was set up made it look like they would be targeting.
Right.
And so they took it back.
Right.
So let me look that up real quick.
Yeah, and hopefully we can get some answers to that because my cousin who's running for mayor, by the way, vote for Paul Young. He's the president of the downtown commission, man. So he would definitely have answers for that. And we gonna definitely be working on some things as far as getting them on, man. You hear in the near future, man. But it's we are voting for a new mayor. A new mayor in October, man. And my cousin, he's doing his thing out here. You know what I'm saying? So shameless plug. You know who I'm voting for, and you know what I'm saying. And you definitely gonna see some things as far as campaigning and promoting and everything that he's doing going forward, man. So maybe like I said, new energy, new blood, younger blood. Somebody that really cares about the city, somebody that grew up here, was born here.
I'm interested.
Like that, if anybody may have a solution, it might be cuz, man. So we'll see what happens.
I'm interested
going forward,
in this curfew concept because I've heard about it,
Mm-hmm.
and what I think is because I think kind of like what Jazz said, there's definitely some targeting that's possible that happens, but I am for a curfew when it comes to, kids that are younger than 18 years old. The problem, one of the first problems that I see with the possibility of this curfew is, yes, you got these kids running around at night, they get picked up and they get put in community centers and whatnot. But what if they don't have parents or guardians to pick them up? Like,
Okay,
what's
so
the
Lee, that's
issue there?
literally what I'm just reading right now. Like it was called the Juvenile Crime Abatement Program. And it says the Juvenile Crime Program Abatement Program would make it a violation for minors to be downtown without an adult present.
Right.
Not so much a curfew, but of course, obviously this is targeting late night, right? And then the reason that it was halted, it says that, well, to speak to what you said, Lee, I'm sorry. It said that it says that children without a guardian, they would take children without a guardian into custody. And if parents don't pick them up, the kids would be handed over to DCS.
Yeah.
And so I think that was what I guess the issue was. That was why it was halted.
Yeah, I remember something to that effect there.
Because
like
again, I mean, look, like I mean, even though this was many, many years ago, that could have been a situation for me. Because when I lived in San Diego, I was out and about late at night, and they could have picked me up and thrown me into some community center.
You wasn't doing shit. All you was doing was skateboarding and
that's not the thing.
graffiti.
No, listen. This is my point, though. This is my point. Because maybe I wasn't skateboarding. I ain't got that kind of coordination. But but that's not the point. The point is I was out beyond curfew.
Yeah.
And let's say they picked me up and put me in a community center. They couldn't call my mom. They could possibly call my mom to get me, but she worked third shift at the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
She ain't gonna be like, she would have been like, leave his ass there.
Right.
Because I'm not getting off work to do this.
Right.
So what is like, how can we word the language to where if we do pick up a kid, because yes, they be out there. I haven't been down on Beale Street super late at night in a long time, but when I was out there, they was out there.
They drop them off. It's real. They do. It's facts.
It's just like what would happen. Remember a couple of years ago, right around when they're kind of lifting the restrictions on the pandemic, when all of those parents dropped their kids off at Putt-Putt. What is, because that would have been a perfect situation to gather them all up, them all up, put it like, because a majority of the parents was like, I'm done dealing with these kids. I'm done dealing with their own kids. I'm gonna take them somewhere, and y'all got to deal with them. It's like,
and that's the part where people feel like, oh, well, then the parents whose kids are repeat offenders or the parents whose kids are causing the trouble, lock the parents up. But then, of course, there's going to be pushback with that because they're like, oh, well, I've done the best I could with my kids, and it's not fair to put me in jail because of them. Well, then where does the responsibility lie? Because then you're going to be mad if we put your kid in jail, right? So what do we do? What do we do?
I've had a situation at a school that I worked at that shall remain nameless, where I was in a meeting with a parent and a student that was frequently skipping school, where the mom got picked up and thrown to jail.
Truant, yeah,
man.
There's nowhere else to put it though, right?
Yeah. Who knows, man? It's smarter people out there that spend all day, every day trying to figure out,
figure this out. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that we can do to try to curb this problem, man. So we'll see, man. And this dude right here, man, like, all right, y'all. So I lost a bet, right? Before we get on out of here and do our Hey, Hear Me Out final segment, man. I'm a man of my word, guys. You know what I'm saying? Whatever JC say he gonna do, all right? All right, so I lost the bet, all right? So even though it was a one-sided bet, but that's besides the point.
What was the bet?
So the bet was, y'all know Coach Mike, man. Shout out to Coach Mike.
Hey,
down there in Russ College, man, the head basketball coach of Russ College down there in Holly Springs, man. Shout out to the Bearcats. So I said, being the Grizz fan that I am, hey man, we gonna stuff a mud hole in the Lakers' ass, right? I was Dylan Brooks. Hey, LeBron, we poke bears. You know what I'm saying? I was talking all that shit, right? And so Mike was like, all right, bet. So if the Lakers win, he said, can I host the show? And I was like, man, yeah, bro. Like, in my mind, Grizz gonna win. We ain't about to lose, man. Yeah, dog. You can host the show.
Not JC.
So y'all might have a new host next week, man, or whatever week he wants to do it, man. So I just want to give y'all a fair warning. Coach Mike is gonna be hosting the show, man. So it might be a whole different format when he's hosting.
I'm gonna just say that right now. There will be no Laker gear.
Well, let me just say this.
It's his show.
JC, let me just ask you this. Is he going to pay us like you do? Because that's what our host does.
Oh, right.
If you're going to be the host, you got to be the host.
Hey, Mike, you got to pay him, man.
We get paid every show. So
they get paid every show, dog. All right. They get a per diem. You got to bring sandwiches. You gotta bring sandwiches and everything, man.
Discounts in hotels and air. You see this where I'm living.
Right.
This is essential AF money right here. You see the background.
You see the background. You see the grand
fireplace. You see the couch.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
This is how I roll. This is essential AF money.
Exactly. But hey, Coach Mike, whenever you're ready, guys, let me know what week you want to host, man. And then you know what? I can't wait to be in the comments. I'm roasting everybody. I'm flaming all y'all ass up in the comments. I'm flaming everybody. Every 2 seconds, man. The way these comments be coming in on me, I'm doing the same thing to y'all, man. The way y'all be talking about me, I'm doing the same thing.
Wait, so does that mean, JC, does that mean you can't be on the show? Did you get kicked off the show?
I don't even know if I want to be on the show. I don't even know if I want to be on the show.
If he's not the host.
I'm going to be so sick in my stomach that he's hosting. All right, like I don't even know if I want to be on the show that day. I might as well take full control for one night, one day, and I'm gonna be in the comments, man.
That's
I can't do the thought of being a co-host on a show that he's on, man.
That is gonna be a very interesting day.
Yeah,
Brandon got to be on that day. Brandon and Sharita. Shout out to Brandon. Shout out to Sharita.
Shout out to Brandon and Sharita, man.
That's gonna be insane.
Yeah, man. I mean, shit. I guess we could talk about it. I'm feeling a little generous today as far as time.
Game on, huh?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hey, because Golden State and LA don't play till 9:00. So we got a little time. Okay, we talk about it real quick since Melody want to talk about it because we are a show of the people. And damn it, if the people want to talk about a comment or talk about a topic, that's what we gonna do. We gonna talk about it, man. So let's talk. I'll give you about 15 more minutes here. All right. So with that being said, guys. Coach Mike talking about he excited. Man, whatever, bro. I can't wait to roast your ass when you get on the show, man. But thank you, Melody. Thank you. Appreciate you, man, for watching. So did y'all see? I wish I had the clip. I don't have the clip on me, man. It was a interview between the fine ass Ebony K. Williams. Do y'all know who Ebony Williams is? Ebony K. Williams.
I never heard of her until this whole thing.
Okay, yeah, she's been around for a few years, man. She's very talented. She's a lawyer. She was a correspondent on Fox News for a while, man. So she does some stuff on the Grio now, man, online. The Grio, you check her out. So she was interviewing Ayanna Van Zant, and the conversation came up as far as blue collar men, right? As far as dating a blue collar guy. And Ayanna asked Ebony, she asked her this, flat out, like, you personally, could you see yourself dating a bus driver? Right? And Ebony was like, she had that little snarky look on her face, you know what I'm saying? She's like, well, if he owned the bus. And then Ayanna was like, nah, baby girl, like you done missed the whole point. You know what I'm saying? Like, so Ebony came back, I think today, and was basically trying to defend her take You know what I'm saying? And saying that, you know, black men or black people in general should want to be aspirational and not just settle for being just a bus driver. She's like, why can't a black man own the bus company also? So she was trying to like defend a larger point as opposed to, you know, really just saying what it was as her personal taste that she doesn't want to date a guy that drives the bus, man.
Say what it is.
Say what it is, right? Yeah, and that's exactly what she was trying to avoid, right? So, you know, so let's put it out there, ladies, you know, and Jazz. I don't know what happened to Jazz, man. Yeah, Jazz disappeared on me. But yeah, like, so ladies, could you see yourself dating a mad bus driver? You know, and that's all he wants to do. All he wants to do is just drive the bus. You know what I'm saying? But he's happy. He's making decent money. You know what I'm saying? He loves you. He respects you. You know what I'm saying? He does everything in the world for you. So is it good enough for him just to be a matter bus driver? Your man.
I mean,
all right, ladies, now chime in on that, man.
Can we get? Is it possible? I don't know what Pep and Melody are doing right now. Is it possible that we can try to get them on?
Fucking right, very possible.
Express their opinion about it.
You know what?
I mean, I know how I feel.
Exactly, you know how you feel.
I consider myself with what I do with my current profession as a quote unquote blue collar. I'm a teacher. You know, everybody knows teachers don't make no money.
Exactly.
Unless I was a principal and stuff like that, and I'm not those things. But it's never happened to me where I've been in a situation where I've been like at a bar or whatever, meeting somebody, and they're like, "What do you do?" And I say, "Well, I'm a teacher," and they'd be like, "Are you a principal?" You know, like I've never had that situation, so I don't know. But yeah, I did see that, and it was definitely I didn't see the whole clip, but it definitely felt like a gotcha moment, and I really felt like Ileana was going to be like, "Aha, I gotcha," right? Because there was no way in the world that woman was going to say, "Yes, I date a bus driver." Like,
well, it was almost like the clip. If you go check it out, Lee. It was almost like Ayanna felt sorry for her. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like a gotcha moment. It was more like she felt sorry, like because Ebony, you know, kind of showed that who she is. You know what I'm saying? And that's fine. That's fine. If you want a dude to make 6 figures, to be a CEO, that's your preference. You know what I'm saying? But just the way that she came off, I thought was such a bad look. Jazz, did you see the interview in question?
I didn't see it. I listened to a bunch of commentary about it, and I heard what was said. So I heard it. I didn't see it. So I didn't see the mannerisms. I didn't see the facial expressions or anything like that. But I am, you know, I've seen enough of these conversations to know that typically when people make those comments, they're not making it they're making it in kind of a fairly degrading way.
Right.
So, yeah, she's not saying it like, oh, you know what? I'm sure he's great for somebody else, just not for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't think there's anything wrong with having preferences, but I just don't like the insinuation that maybe they're less than. So I'd probably just say that. But I didn't watch the mannerisms and things like that. So I can't fairly.
And that was what you just said right there, less than.
Yeah.
If you get a chance to look at the clip, that was kind of her demeanor when the question was asked. You could just see this look on her face, and it was just like, a bus driver, like that is beneath me.
The fuck?
That's probably what she wanted to say.
Her facial expression. if the fuck had a facial expression, that's what it was. Like nigga, please. You know what I'm saying? That's what she wanted to say. Like the thought of her dating a man driving the bus was like beneath her, even though she came back to say her mother was a bus driver, right?
What does that have to do with anything?
Yeah, exactly, right. But that was her
justification.
Yeah, her justification, right? But she came back to defend
her way to like save face. Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But okay, so Pep says she just saw it, man. Pep, I'm gonna shoot you an invite here, man. I'm gonna get your thoughts here in a moment. But Jazz, have you dated let's say a blue collar guy or a guy that, you know, wasn't where he wanted to be in life just yet as far as his job situation?
Absolutely. I think the majority of women have. I think that what she's asking for, or what she's insinuating, excuse me, I don't think she's a majority. I think she is of a small percentage of women who and I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting someone who makes the same amount of money as you, which is what I'm guessing she was trying to go for, right? Or makes the same amount or more of you. I don't think that's the case. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But like I said, just don't make somebody feel less than because of it. I've definitely dated people who were aspiring to be, you know, more than what they are, or helping, or they're just trying, you know, they're progressing in life accordingly, right? Like, you're starting here, but you're trying to get promoted, trying to do better, blah, 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 blah. Even if they have good jobs, you know, what's considered a good job, benefits and all that good stuff, they still wanted more. So yes, I think every guy I've dated would be considered blue collar. Every guy I've dated. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, as long as you're not a bum out here. And you know what? Even blue, it all comes down to character. And it depends on what you want in a guy too, because some blue collar men are the best people you'll ever meet. Some men with money are the worst people you'll ever meet. Right. But hey, if that's what you wanted, big dog, go for it. You know?
Yeah. You know, I think sometimes the issue on either side, but I think, like, I know I have definitely had situations where I've met people, not people that I've been trying to date, but just have casual conversations where before I decided to do my career change, when I was content and happy being a teacher, where it was like, so what are you going to do next? Right. And I would just be like, oh, well, you know, next school year, I'm going to do this particular curriculum. And it's like, no, don't you want to do more? And I would be like, no, I'm actually good with what I'm doing. I am happy with what I'm doing right now. I don't want to be admin. I don't want to run a school. I don't want to create a school or anything like that. And it would be a situation where it's just like, where I would get kind of looked at kind of crazy. Like, what do you mean you don't want to do more?
Yeah.
I think that's where, I think that's where sometimes the issue happens. Right. And again, perhaps that, like when she said, if he owns the bus, maybe there are some situations where in some relationships, not all, in some relationships where a person is like, hey, I'm doing this blue collar job. If my needs are met, our needs are met. Yeah. I don't want anything else. And it's like, sometimes the partner is like, well, why don't you want more? And then that could lead to some type of strife. Yeah.
And luckily you find that out on the top, right? At the top of the conversation, right? Because I think that, again, hey, if I'm not your cup of tea, baby, go ahead on. Just go ahead on. And So I think there are a lot of women who too, they think that that's the catch, right? We're always groomed to say, or groomed to think, oh, well, we need a man that's gonna take care of us, take care of us, take care of us, take care of us. So if we don't get that, we feel like men are less than.
Okay, I feel you. All right, hey, let's bring Pep on, man. Shout out to Panisha. She's been in the comments, man.
With the portrait of herself in the background, that is
that lets you know ain't no games being played over there. All right,
I love it.
That is a powerful.
So there's a story behind that portrait. One of my patients brought it to me. So yeah.
Okay.
I love it.
All right. So let's talk about it real quick, Pep. Let's get into it, man. All right. Your experiences dating men that make less money than you. Talk about it.
It's a them issue. I feel like people add value to my life in other ways. You know what I'm saying? So if I can sustain myself financially, I might need somebody who's faithful, who's loyal, who can support me emotionally, mentally, physically, you know what I'm saying, to be there for me. It's other things that I need outside of financial support. I am a self-sustained woman, and I probably do make a lot of more money than a lot of you niggas. I mean, it is what it is.
Damn, why you sound you about to drop a bar? You about to?
I like how she said that too.
That's like Jake's song, man. Yeah.
So it hasn't been a me issue. like I said, there's other value that a man can bring to my life. Now, you can add to it, you know what I'm saying? But also, I don't want to be with somebody who's content being a bus driver, because I'm a go-getter. I always want more. I want to see what the next level looks like. So that would be an issue for me. I have ended relationships with people because they did not qualify to be with me. You cannot still be working on your credit in year 1 that I met you, and here we are year 3 and your credit still fucked up. Make it make sense.
I got 700 now. Damn, I'm getting there. You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
I'm at 700. I'm knocking on 700 now. Damn.
So, you know, I watched the clip. She was very much snooty and snotty about it.
Yeah, very snarky.
Very much so.
Yeah.
You know what
Very
I'm saying?
snarky, yeah.
That I get from it.
Yeah.
She felt like that was beneath her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
You could be happy being the bus driver. That's fine.
Would we have had more respect for her if she would have said, "That's beneath me"?
I mean, basically,
no, I don't think so.
It's not what you say, Lee. It's how.
Yeah.
You
So,
say it.
I don't think we would have had more respect for her. I mean, it would have been like, I think it would have been like an "it is what it is," just like it is. But it was the whole less than thing. You know what I'm saying? You got bus drivers out here who are very much like, "Hey, bro, I'm thriving in life. I'm good. Don't make it seem like I'm less than you just because I'm not a lawyer, or I'm not an executive, or I'm not in corporate. I'm happy with my life. So don't make it seem like I'm beneath you, so to speak." I guess that's the part that rubs people the wrong way.
Yeah.
Because she totally like ignored the fucking question. Like, bitch, I know you ain't your ABD.
Right.
I'm like, damn, did she hear? Because I had to replay it a second time.
Yeah.
She paused for the cause, like.
Right. She was like she about to say, "The fuck?" Like,
okay.
Yeah, don't ask no shit like that. Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? But shit, now, granted, I've dated a woman who made way more money than I'll ever make in my lifetime, right?
How was that, Mr. Chauvinist?
Huh? I'm not chauvinist, man. But let me tell you, I had no problem with it. I'm gonna tell you why. She never flaunted it. You know what I'm saying? In my face, she never made me seem like you broke ass nigga. Like I make 5 times the amount. You know what I'm saying? Like she never made me feel less than. I always felt like a man. You know what I'm saying? In her presence, she allowed me to, you know what I'm saying, to play that role. You know,
that's important.
Yeah,
I would never emasculate a man.
Right.
Just because I made more money.
Never feel emasculated. Yeah.
I would never do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you got to be comfortable and secure in your manhood.
Right.
That's why I said that's a whole other conversation,
because
girl. You're right.
When you come with your masculine energy, then baby, I'm gonna pipe down to that. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I don't give a fuck how much money I make. Baby boy said he is a man.
Right.
Period.
Yeah.
And I can't treat you less than.
Right. So Pep, so if I say, "Hey, shut the fuck up and get in there and make some tacos," you listening, right?
You would not say that to me in that manner.
What you say? What did Pep say?
It's not what you say, it's how the fuck you say it to me. So
exactly. You better say that in a more loving way, nigga.
Okay. Right. And I'll be like, "Yeah, baby.
Honey, dear.
Only person
that going to the kitchen and make some tacos."
Look, only person that has enough.
Boo. Your tacos is already made, baby.
Only person that got enough money to say "shut the fuck up" is Jay-Z.
Ain't nobody
ever got like when you said
like
"shut
that.
the fuck up."
It's crazy.
But then Beyonce got no. You shut the fuck up.
All right, now, but what after a good session of love making, you know, I pull that Tyrese baby boy Jody, and I say, "I know you'll get in there and clean that kitchen and make them tacos." Is that cool? Is that straight? If I use more of a assertive
you know what, JC, listen, there's a time and a place to be aggressive, but you gotta know your woman, and you gotta know what type of aggressive words you can use. Because first, you just gotta know your woman. You gotta know your woman, because you can't tell me get the F and do nothing. You can't
Write
tell
this
me
down,
to do
JC.
that.
Under no circumstance.
I feel like
Ever.
you need to write this down, JC. This is very important. Very
There's
important
a
things that are
time and a
happening right
place.
now for
You
you.
just gotta know how to do it, JC. I can't believe you don't. Surely you know. Surely
Rewind the
you're
show. Watch this.
Yeah, man. Oh, no, I'm talking for guys who may not know. You know what I'm saying, in certain situations, because we good over here. We straight over here. You know what I'm
We
talking about.
making tacos over there.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If I hey, get your ass in that kitchen with some tacos. She know what to do.
She in there making them tacos because she don't want that weak ass spaghetti that you making.
See, why you gotta bring in my spaghetti though? Why you gotta bring in my spaghetti though, bro? All right, my turkey spaghetti is good. Don't be talking about my spaghetti, bro.
So listen, let me ask y'all this, because there are jobs. I think there are jobs that everybody would reject as a mate, and I could be wrong, but if somebody was asking me on air, hey, would you date a so and so? There are jobs that I would say no to, right? But how would you say no?
Okay, let's talk about those jobs.
How would you say no? Because I think that she could have said no, but she could have said it in a different way.
Right.
So it's the delivery. So how would you deliver that? No, I wouldn't date a stripper. Because something about you, JC, just telling me.
I dated a stripper. Yeah, I dated a stripper before. Ain't no problem. Yeah, I dated a stripper.
Yeah, I think that's another key thing. That's another key thing. Look, that's another key thing. And unfortunately, I have to say this when it comes to gender. I think that there's definitely a lot of compromise that I won't say compromise, but with dudes, we don't give a fuck whether it is a dancer, if they work at McDonald's, Burger King, whatever.
Yeah.
We don't give a fuck.
I dated a girl that
was. Who is there somebody you would? Okay, then who would you not date? Who would you not date? Is there anybody, any job that you would just say, you know what, that could probably cause problems for me, whether it be money, insecurity, whatever? Is there a job you would not date?
I think I don't know about job wise for me. It's more.
That's what I'm talking about, though. That's what I'm talking about. Just job.
I can't think of anything because the first thing that popped into my head.
Yeah, they don't care.
No, look, the first thing that popped into my head of someone that I wouldn't date would be a Republican. That's what popped into my head.
Okay, yeah, all right. If she Candace Owens, nah, we ain't rocking. Yeah.
So then that's it. That's straight up.
If this person was a political campaign staffer,
okay, so wait, Lee, let me set it up. Let me set it up. Okay, Lee, the teacher, would you date a Republican?
No.
That's it.
What she look like? Does she look like
this right here? I cannot.
Me and Nia Long can work it out. Like if Nia Long was like White Lives Matter, and you know what I'm saying, like me, I'm gonna find me and her will find some common ground. You know what I'm talking about?
You're just going.
You know what I'm saying? It's Nia Long, man.
The man ain't got no scruples.
Hey, but okay, so why use the big words? Why use the big words? So here's the better question, Jazz. The better question, let's flip it. Since we got Jazz and Pep here. All right, when it comes to jobs, like what job can't a dude have? All right. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, in order for you to get like even to date or whatever, right? What's a job that is just like, nah, we can't do it. All right. If he works at Burger King, drive through a Burger King.
I can't wait to hear this answer. I cannot wait to hear this. This is so good. Come on now.
I would not date. I would prefer to not date public servants. Not because of salary, obviously for me. I don't know that, and I'm totally generalizing here, which I'm totally against. I'm generalizing. But I just think they go through so much. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I could date a public servant because I don't know if I have the they go through a lot. Like I just, military police officers, paramedics, I just and that it's nothing against them at all, right? Okay. I just want to be able to be in a position to support everything that they deal with. They deal with a lot. And I don't know if I'm, that's what I think. That's what I think. I could be proved totally wrong, right? Love
Right.
is love. But if you said that, I would probably say, I don't think I would want to date public servants. They have a lot that they have to deal with on a daily basis.
All right. That's practical. That's I can understand that. I get that. That's not really like a superficial reason or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? That's very practical.
And that's real for me. That's a real answer.
Yeah. Okay. I feel you.
Even
Pimp.
like correctional officers, them folks deal with a lot too. Like,
Pimp, what
oh, Melanie,
profession?
that's a good one.
What profession
Stripper.
are you not messing with at all, right?
So I've never.
Let it out, Pep. Let
This
it out.
dramatic pause is brilliant.
And
I
it's
love
the totally opposite of what the fuck y'all thinking. Though I've never wanted to or would date a professional athlete.
I can feel that. I feel that.
Interesting.
I feel that. It's a lot to come with that too. I feel that.
Okay.
But what's your reason, Pep? Now I'm going further. What's the reason?
I'm related to some. I was
Yeah,
Oh,
able to
I was about to say that. Yeah.
I was able to privy to the environment
You know how they move.
and the shit we did. Yeah.
Say less. Say less.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Can we shout out your brothers? She has some brothers that play in the NFL, man. So yeah. So she knows what she speaks, man.
So
Say
now
less.
Yeah, definitely, man. Okay. All right. Hey, well, y'all gave some good answers, man.
Now
Y'all
let me
gave
say
some good
too,
answers.
JC, because I know what y'all were looking for. I'm not dating a man. I'm 34 years old. Well, soon to be 34 years old. I'm not dating a man in a dead end area of life. And that can be somebody who is working for. It's like I'd have to assess the situation. But if you're working for like minimum wage, like at the very minimum of wages in an area of no growth, that makes a difference too. Like if you're working in a job where you just have no growth whatsoever and like you're good, or you might say, okay, Jazz, this is working for me right now as a bachelor in my life. Okay, cool. But would that be conducive for a family? Probably not. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I would probably
I think that's
avoid
a universal thing, though. I think that's.
But that's just being real, because I'm 34. If I was 24, maybe 23, 22, 21, but we 35. I'm almost halfway to 40. We ain't got many growing years left.
Yeah, okay.
and I'm at a point in my life, baby. Meet me where I'm at,
And I
or
think
beat
that's
me.
fair. I think that's fair.
Meet me or beat me. I can't do nothing less.
That's fair.
Meet me or beat me.
Okay. I can dig it.
I don't give a fuck about no potential. None of that. Meet me or beat me. Period.
You heard
now,
Pep,
talk about that, baby. That potential word is for your early 20s. Anything after that,
a wrap.
It's what's the next move? What's the next move?
Stick with me, baby. This mixtape.
I'm putting the album out. You know what I'm saying? I got a new album coming out next year, man. You know, I'm gonna start rapping, man. You know, I'm gonna be the first 40-year-old rapper to start rapping at 40.
But guess what, JC? Guess what?
There were two
rapping thing, right? You could do your rapping thing, but is your home taken care of? Because you can have a hobby.
Yeah, but don't look for me to finance. No, ho. No.
You ain't gonna put the lien on the house.
That needs to be on the shirt. That needs to be on the shirt.
Baby.
Y'all stupid, dog. Stupid. Hey, man. Hey, listen. Hey, Pep, we ain't gonna hold you, man. We ain't gonna hold you. I appreciate you jumping on with us. You come on this show anytime. You hear me?
I feel you. This what's up.
Absolutely, man. You coming out tomorrow night?
Yeah, I might be there.
All right, man. Karaoke tomorrow night. We're gonna be at 360 Sports Bar in Bartlett. Y'all know the old Next Level right here in Bartlett, man. Y'all come on out. Karaoke Wednesday, man. Jazz gonna come through. Lee gonna come through, man. They gonna sing.
No, Lee is not coming through. Don't even put that lie out there, man. So Lee is not coming through.
Well, now, I'm trying to promote the night, man.
You can promote it. Lee is not coming through.
At least Lee, you lie to people say you coming.
Lee, you could have just hushed.
I know, man.
Look,
you're a hater, man.
Nobody's gonna come out there and be like,
I know my Essentialite fans.
That man's such a hater, bro.
Fans know me. They know I ain't going out. I don't even understand why you put that out there. I've been to like what, 1 or 2 things.
You surprised me one night. You surprised Jazz came out also.
I see that was what, 2 years ago almost.
That was last year, man. Hey, you know what? I'm changing your name on the show. Your show name gonna be Hating Ass Lee.
Right.
Oh, Hating Ass Lee. That's your show name, right?
Where the teacher at?
You pretty, dog.
Teacher sleep. Teacher got to do a lesson plan tomorrow.
I know it's weird. It's about to be summertime, man.
And
you know what? I'm through, man. I'm through.
Don't even worry about it, JC.
I ain't gonna worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
I ain't gonna worry about it. But hey,
time and the living ain't easy for teachers.
Hey, hear me out. Hey, Lee a hater. All right, that's my hey, hear me out segment for the night. Lee is a hater. All right, what y'all, Jazz, Lee, what y'all got real quick, man?
Oh man, I don't really think I have anything. I seriously don't. Just protect yourselves out there driving around this. I think we got a lot of craziness going on in this city with the break-ins and all of that stuff. I think one of the best things to do is don't let these people that are doing these crimes see fear and keep you inside. Weather's getting warmer. There's a lot of things that are going to be that are happening in this. We're in May. We're in Memphis in May right now. So some great things are happening in this city. So don't let that deter you from going to Music Fest. Don't let that deter you from the free concert series at the Levitt Shell. There's so many great things that are going on in this city for this month. Don't let, no, fuck that. Piss the haters off and go out and enjoy the city of Memphis, because there's so many great things to do for this month, and this city is fucking amazing.
Dig that. Okay. I like that, man. Don't live in fear. Live your life out here. Jazz, what you got, man?
I agree with you, Lee. I low-key, I forgot. But hear me out, I know what I was gonna say. Hear me. I really just sat there and forgot.
Not Essential Coach.
Right, Essential Coach podcast show. I'm so dead. Hey, hear me out, JC. Don't put the show up for collateral no more. I don't know what you were thinking. I don't know what the heck you were thinking. Like, that's what's up. But the show, though, put up some money like a regular human being. But I was gonna say, y'all, I just find it hilarious how I was looking at the weather. Literally, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it's beautiful outside. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, it's beautiful out. No, I mean Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, next week is beautiful. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, pouring down rain. That's absolutely crazy to me.
Welcome to Memphis.
I know that's the tradition, but that is crazy to me.
Welcome to Memphis.
I'm talking about perfect weather. Everywhere else, perfect. Hey. Like mud bath on the weekend.
Hey, I'll send us out with this one, man. But yeah, it's Memphis weather all day, every day, man. I'll send us out with this. Speaking of Memphis in May, you know what I think we should start having to kick off the festival? Like maybe like the week of, like the Monday of the Music Fest. You know how yesterday how they had the Met Gala in New York, right? I think Memphis needs their own version of like the Met Gala to kick off the Beale Street Music Fest week, or just the whole Memphis in May period.
That would be cute.
That would be dope, right?
That would be smooth.
You know
because they could come with the crazy feet.
Yeah,
that would be so
You saw the outfits last night. Mary J. Blige, man. You saw Diddy. You saw Janelle Monáe.
Rihanna.
I don't know what the hell was going on with Doja Cat. What the fuck was that? Did y'all see Doja Cat with the cat?
Yes.
The cat costume and the cat makeup, and she was talking like that
to another level.
Yeah, like how dope would that be? Like the Monday, the week of leading up to Music Fest, right?
That would be.
You would have like your own little like celebrity filled Met Gala here in Memphis.
You know what?
Would be nice. I'm
gonna have to tell Tony Robinson, where you at? You need to do that next year.
Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Now, I want credit for it. I wanted to say JC's Memphis Met Gala. You know, I want my name in there somewhere. Okay, but yeah, you dress up like whatever the thing we pick. You know what I'm saying, for that year. You know, and everybody dressed up in the wild ass costumes. You had celebrities come through, man, and you know, even some of the acts that's gonna be at the festival. You know what I'm saying? Perform at the festival, like they'll be there at the gala as well, man. Like, where could we have it? Like, we have it at the convention center, maybe. Yeah, probably convention center or something like that. You know, someplace big enough to hold it.
I'm so proud of you right now.
Oh yeah, I be thinking sometimes, man. I be having some good ideas sometimes, dog.
The boy good. The boy good.
Yeah, man. Like I don't know who to holler at. Like I don't want to tell Curtis Givens and then he run my idea. You know what I'm saying? like I want to be involved with it somehow, man.
I just tagged my boy because I feel like I know somebody who should do that.
Okay, let's get it.
I don't know if he. I hope he sees it, but he's also hosting a Kentucky Derby style party next week.
No doubt. And I'll be at the Derby. I'll be in Kentucky this weekend, man.
You will, for real?
Yeah, you know, that's where I'm from. That's my mom's side of the family. That's where I was born. Yeah.
That is dope.
Yes, I'll be up there, man. You know, I have my Derby John on. You know what I'm saying? My little.
I can't wait. I need plenty of pictures because you gotta show out.
It's going down, man. You already know.
Show out.
I would do still like I'm a homebody. I'm super boring. But if we had a Memphis Met Gala, I would be at that every year. That would be something really cool that I would love to do.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And see, Jazz already giving my idea away, man. Jazz, make sure I'm a founder.
He's gonna hear it and see it here. Hopefully he sees it while we're on in these next couple of seconds or minutes. But he really does put on like themed parties. And they're usually like really, really nice. You know how sometimes you go to events in the M and you gotta kind of feel it out. Yeah. The only other person I could think about would be she hosts a lot of stuff in the city. I can't think of her name right now. But
Cynthia Daniels.
Yes.
Cynthia Daniels.
The people's events that I've been to that I've been like, you check all
right. You know,
they usually check all the boxes.
Okay, cool. So yeah, definitely, man. The movers and shakers, man. The folks that do this, you know, for a living, man. Like, holler at me, man. Like Cynthia Daniels, Tony Robinson. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got some ideas, and like it would be here in Memphis, right? But it won't feel like Memphis. It'll feel like you're in LA. It'll feel like you're in New York. Hell, it'll feel like you're in Paris or some shit like that. You just never know. You know what I'm saying? But I think that would be a great idea to kick off Memphis in May.
I love it.
That's a really cool idea, and that's very universal. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not limited to one demographic or one type of person in Memphis.
Exactly.
Everybody
can take part.
I love that.
Let's get it, man.
Great. That is a great way to close it out. That's brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant.
Thank you, man. It's about time y'all show me some love, man. Y'all always
don't overdo it.
Y'all always coming for you, boy. Coming for my neck, man. You know what I'm saying?
He just doesn't know when to quit. Let me go back. Let me backtrack to where my money.
Right.
Hey, it's been an awesome show, man. Appreciate all the comments. This is the longest show we've ever had, man. It was fun. I enjoyed it. It didn't feel like
uses us when he got time, Lee.
Right.
Yeah, man. Y'all did good tonight, man. I'm proud of you guys, man. Y'all know what y'all doing a little bit out here.
Not even
my cigar smoking time for this.
Exactly. And also, it's time to catch the last 4 minutes of the Miami Heat New York Knicks game going on right now. Game 2. They're in the fourth quarter. New York is up 99-96 with 4 minutes to go.
Come in the fourth quarter.
No, yes. So if New York wins, they tie the series 1-1.
I'm not even gonna watch the NBA anymore until literally the start of probably like game. You know, like whenever they.
Hey, but these playoffs have been
the very last game. I'm probably not even gonna watch anymore.
The playoffs have been lit. The ratings are sky high. You know what I'm saying? And of course, everybody and mama gonna be watching in about 15 minutes, 10 minutes. Lakers versus Warriors. You know what I'm saying? Game 1. Who y'all got? Who y'all got in the series, by the way?
Warriors.
Yeah,
I'm pretty set
out and play.
Yeah. You heard that, Coach Mike. We team Warriors over here, man. All right, get some of that. I bet you won't bail on that series. I bet you won't bail on that.
This is the last thing I'm gonna say, and then I'm actually gonna excuse myself. Joel Embiid got the MVP. Should have went to Jokic.
What the? Oh, wait a minute.
Jokic
Wait a minute. You know what? I'm gonna holler at you. I'm gonna call you, bro. I'm calling you, dog.
Dominant all season. Jokic should have got it.
He trying to find a reason to hang up on you, Lee.
Yeah, you want the white man. You want the other man to win a third MVP in a row. What about the brother man, Lee? Why can't the brother win the MVP?
He ain't even playing right now.
Wow. I'm calling you. You know what?
Jokic
just for that take
all season.
You know what? Just for that take, Lee, get out of here, man. Just like that. He's out of here. How dare he? How dare he, Jazz? What the hell wrong with him?
I don't know.
Hey, y'all, this has been a great show. Hey, man. All right, for my people, for Lee, the teacher, man, for the homie, Jasmine P. Van, man, I am your boy, JC. And like we always do at this time, man, you guys stay blessed, stay up out here, man. And just always know you are all essential as fuck. And we out, man. See y'all same place, same time next week. We out.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, Jazz. Hey, what the hell wrong with him? Joel Embiid, congratulations on winning the MVP. You should have won, last year. All right. Jokic is nice. He's nice. But ain't no way in hell Jokic should win 3 years in a row. All right. Embiid was the man this year. Wait, they led the league in scoring, if I'm not mistaken, man. So congratulations to Joel Embiid, this year's NBA MVP. Y'all enjoy the game tonight, Lakers, Warriors, man. I got the Warriors in 6. Warriors in 6. Go ahead and book it. Go ahead and bet the house on it. Warriors in 6. They're going to win game 1 tonight, man. Y'all enjoy the rest of your night. We out. Peace, man.